Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, hosting Cruz, and I'm here to talk about another fight that's going to take place on July 12th as part of the Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda WBC lightweight title fight. As I spoke about the others already, I spoke about Shakur versus Zepeda. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my page. It's about a few videos down. Spoke about that fight. I broke it down for you guys. And I also recently broke down Subriel Matias versus Alberto Pujols for Pujols WBC junior lightweight title. Now, in that video, it's a pretty tremendous video. I said WBA. That's my mistake. I remember Puyo held the WBA title recently, so I got confused a bit. But anyway, I kind of made a correction in the video, even though I didn't say it in my video. I put it in the comment section that I said WBA in the video by mistake. So instead I put WBC. I fixed it up, all that. So I'm saying it now that when you see the video, you're going to hear me say WBA. That's a mistake. It's actually WBC. Right now, Gary Antoine Russell has the WBA title. And now, as we all know, Alberto Puyo has the WBC, which is a WBC title that he'll be defending against Subriel Matias based on the announcement that was made recently. So I'm here to talk about Edgar Berlanga, 23 wins, 1 loss, 18 KOs, versus Hamzah Sheeraz, who is undefeated, 21-0, 1 draw, 17 KOs. This is a fight that I didn't see coming. I know many of you guys didn't see coming as well, because Hamzah Sheeraz is actually naturally a 160-pounder. He's not a 168-pound fighter, never been. So he'll be coming up in weight to fight Edgar Berlanga. Now, I'm sure Hamzah Sheeraz will be strong. He'll be comfortable coming up in weight because he has the height. He's tall, he's rangy, he's a big guy. He's 6'3", and Edgar is about 6'1", so the height difference not much, but he's a pretty tall guy. But all in all, Sheeraz will be coming up in weight, and he'll be taking on highly ranked 168-pound, full-fledged, naturally bigger, stronger Edgar Berlanga, who has punching power in both hands. Now, Sheeraz has punching power in both hands. So this fight, even though Sheeraz, this is how I see this fight, even though Sheeraz is coming up in weight, this is a very competitive matchup for Edgar Berlanga. Why? Because Sheeraz can box. He has good punching power in both hands. He has a pretty good jab as well. Pretty good jab. I want to bring up the fight with him and Carlos Adames because I looked at that fight. I've seen highlights ever since that fight happened. Never really looked at the fight completely until last night, because I've always heard that Hamzah Sheeraz and Adames was a bogus decision. It went to a draw, and everyone was saying that it was a robbery. Adames should have won clearly, and I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree. That fight was pretty close. There was a lot of close rounds where Adames and Sheeraz were exchanging change of momentum back and forth. Nothing crazy, nothing toe-to-toe, nothing brutal, nothing classic Castillo Ward, Gotti Ward, nothing type of fight there, but it was competitive. All rounds were like, okay, it's my turn. After I hit you, it's your turn. Sheeraz displayed a beautiful jab in that fight. He landed some nice straight right hands. There was a time that he backed up Adames with some right hands and 1-2s and combos. And the jab was peppering Adames throughout the fight. Now, Adames, of course, landed his shots and backed up Sheeraz at times. So there was a lot of close rounds in that fight. And I was waiting to see what kind of robbery everyone was talking about, because what I saw was a close competitive fight. So when they scored it a draw, this fight for me could have gone either way, honestly. It was for the WBC title that Adames currently holds at 160 pounds. And it was a good fight. It was a good competitive fight. You know, prior to coming into that fight, I was highly touted. I highly praised Sheeraz because Sheeraz I even said he's going to be a future world champion. He has the height, the range. He has explosive power. He can box, and I was impressed by him. So to see that everyone said that it was a robbery was crazy to me. I was like, where's the robbery? I'm seeing a competitive fight between two tremendous fighters. A lot of the rounds were close, and Sheeraz displayed a beautiful jab, landed some solid right hands, and Adames did his stuff as well. So it was a good fight. I'm not complaining about the draw. It was a close fight with a lot of close rounds. I can't sit here and say Sheeraz should have won it or Adames should have won it. It was a really close fight. Could have gone either way for me. So I can't say Adames should have won it or Sheeraz should have won, like I said. A draw is fine. So that's there with that. Now, here comes Sheeraz coming up in weight to fight Edgar Berlanga, who's ranked number 3 in the WBO, who's ranked number 6 in the WBC, and who's ranked number 5 in the WBA. He's not ranked in the IBF. That's why he couldn't get, more than likely, the fight with William Skull, even though there were word that Edgar called out Skull. So yeah, we got this fight, man. This is gonna be a good fight. Even though Sheeraz coming up, and like I said, he's gonna gain 8 more pounds for the fight. He's gonna be stronger. His jab is gonna be on display. So this is a very dangerous fight for Edgar. He's fighting a guy who's taller than him. I think he has a height advantage, a reach advantage. He has a good jab, who can box with power in both hands, and hungry as well, just as much as Edgar. Now Edgar doesn't have the height advantage, but he has an advantage of being a shorter guy by getting in on the inside and try to work inside of Sheeraz underneath those long arms and crank those left hooks, uppercuts. Edgar's a strong kid. He can box, he can punch. I think Edgar, being a naturally bigger guy, stronger guy, Edgar, at once, even when he was at 160, he could have punched. Edgar Berlanga, in terms of punching power, I think he hits a bit harder than Sheeraz, but that doesn't mean Sheeraz doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Edgar. He can. So it's gonna be a good fight. It's not the fight that I saw coming, because Sheeraz is not a 168 pounder. He is 160, and I know Edgar is not coming down to 160 to fight Sheeraz. So this is what's gonna happen: Edgar versus Sheeraz at 168 pounds. Sheeraz is number 2 ranked at 160 pounds in the WBC, but that's how he got the fight with Adames, which was scored a draw. Now, I guess he wants to test himself, and not only test himself, I guess the money is good for him to come up in weight and fight Edgar Berlanga. Now, both guys never been world champions, so both guys fighting each other won't lose a thing. Both guys are going to gain something out of this, because here comes Hamzah. If he was to knock off Edgar Berlanga, he would knock off not an elite fighter, but a popular name. And he's coming up in weight. So that's another thing. Comes up in weight, knocks off Edgar. That's impressive. And Edgar beating Hamzah, he will beat a name as well. Again, not elite, but a name as well. Hamzah Sheeraz should be known by now to the public and boxing fans. So this should be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I know many of you guys are looking forward to it. I'm going to talk about in my next video. David Morel against this guy he's fighting. I think he's from Uzbekistan. Never heard of him, seen him before. But I'm going to talk about that fight and bring it to you guys. So yeah, Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Wilson Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.